Hello everyone, welcome to morning coffee break. It's so nice out here. I had to walk this morning. I'm gonna have to walk. It's a little windy though, is the only thing, but it's nice out. Everything's still out here. I pulled up some of the stuff so far. I gotta get the rest of it cleaned out soon. Can't believe it's still there after all winter. Yeah, it's windy, but it's not that cold. It feels a little cold because of the wind, but the temperature's, I think it's like 48. I'll check when we get back in. Everybody's doing good today. Glad to get to walk a little bit. I need to every day, but sometimes I can't. It's quite windy. Sure, you can hear the wind. Thought there'd be more birds out and about this morning. I'm just glad to see some sunshine, you know. It's been dreary and rainy for so long. Is it nicer where you're at today? Or is it still dreary and rainy? Snowy. Snowy. Hopefully things will get better for everyone in Texas and Louisiana and anywhere else that it's been bad, like Ohio. Well, let's go in and have some coffee, everyone. If I can see this. Okie dokie, got my coffee. I'm not for sure what we're having for dinner tonight. I think we're just gonna get something out of the freezer. I don't know if I feel like pizza. We got another pizza though. I don't know if I feel like pizza or not. We'll just have to see. Today be one of those days you just look around and grab something. The freezer, I guess. Today's Tuesday, February 23rd. Currently it's 48. It don't feel like 48 with that wind. High today's 56. No precipitation today. Humidity's low at 44%. Winds are at 15 miles per hour. I can believe that. If you could tell that wind was blowing out there. Air quality's 55. That's in the moderate range for pollution. But they always say it doesn't affect your health. Oh yes, today will be the preview of the review. I'll be showing you the items that Logan will be trying, and I'll be trying also tomorrow on Logan's Awesome Snack Reviews. And I can tell you we got some good stuff to try, different things to try. So watch later on today. I do the nutrition facts because we don't have time. You know, it takes us, we usually run about a half hour on his show, and there's just not enough time to do all the nutrition facts, but we like everybody to know, what they are. Thumbnail today is a barbecue. I showed y'all that in that haul from Aldi, I showed you that barbecue pork roast that they got, and it's so easy to fix. You just put it in there in a crock pot. You just set it in there. It's already seasoned and everything. But at the end, I shred it inside the crock pot. I just go ahead and get the easiest way. It's so tender. I mean, the easiest way is just to get like a, what do you call them? I'm at a loss for words. Tongs, I guess. Tongs. You get them and just shred it, and then I put some more barbecue sauce in it and left it in there for about another 20 minutes or so, and to where this, all mixed together good. And I fixed some the southern coleslaw from Kroger's. I fixed it, and we like it a lot better than the shredded. From now on, we're going to get that because it's kind of like KFC's. I think KFC's may be even a little bit more, chopped up than that even. But it's still a lot easier to chew up and eat and stuff. But it was really good, and we had the macaroni and cheese that we got at Aldi in the refrigerated section, and it's just delicious. It's really good. I like it better than the Kroger one even. It's only $2.49 too. That's cheap. So that's today's, and that's those brioche buns also that I used, that we had 3 left of. Oh, they're so good. They're good especially with a burger or something like that. It's just really good. I don't know for sure if I'll do it if something else comes up today, but I've been doing Kitty's Corners about every day right now because I got a lot of guest hosts waiting in line to be on Kitty's show. The next guest host is going to be California Karen's friend's cat, Norman. So Norman will be the next guest host. And if I can get it to work right, we've got a horse coming up in the next few days, I guess. I think I've got one more before that. And I got to see if I can get it to talk right. It's kind of looking down. But we'll see what happens. I may have to get another picture of it or something if it doesn't work. Today's question is, since COVID-19 started, have you noticed any businesses closed down? Closed down, I mean closed, not just temporarily closed. And what I've noticed is a lot of local businesses have been hit hard. As we ride around, you can see, if there's nobody there, there's just nobody there. And so they end up closing. And I hope it's not for good for some of them, because it hurts the local economy, much less the actual people, that own the businesses. Because they've got a lot of money and time invested in it, and they just, all of a sudden, nobody's there anymore. It's just, But I was wondering what you noticed, if you've noticed a lot of local business, or if you've seen some other, even chains close and stuff like that. I don't see how all of them are staying open. All these more high-end too places. They got business, it seems like, on the weekends more, but during the week, most places are pretty dead. Even like a Chili's or some Applebee's or something like that. It seems like they're real slow during the week, but they got some on the weekends. But I wouldn't want to myself. I wouldn't want to eat in the dining area. I just wouldn't. If somebody was to sneeze or something, I'd probably run out the door. you know, so I just don't know if I could do it. But anyway, that's today's question. Since COVID-19 started, have you noticed any businesses closed down? So, hope I know y'all have been enjoying story time. I found a few more. So I've got so many notebooks, and there's just writing all over all of them. It's just mixed up, different stuff. You know, now I've got one of the notebooks that's got like 5 different places, and I can keep certain things like Kitty's Corner in one area, you know, just whatever in another area. But I have to look through old notebooks, in other words, to find notes that I've wrote down that would be for story time. So I found a few more, and sooner or later I'll run out of them, you know, but maybe I'll remember some new ones as time goes on. But today's story time is about Trans Ams, basically. I've owned a lot of cars. We have over the years. You know, we haven't really had that many new cars. Usually we would buy a pretty nice used car if we needed one. But then you end up running into trouble with them or whatever. But you shouldn't buy a new car and have trouble with it. And if you do have trouble, you would think your dealership that you bought the car from would be willing to take care of whatever it is. So back in 1978, it's when they had the car that was in Smokey and the Bandit. Y'all remember that with Burt Reynolds and Sally Fields? That car had the T-tops and just amazing car. Well, I bought one, and it had that big engine in it. I think it was a 6.6 the last year that they made one that big. I think they went down to like a 5, whatever, 5.2 or something like that after that. But it had that big engine in it, and I bought it. I mean, I had a little Subaru, which was the best little car I think we've had. It was just a little 2-door coupe. We only paid $3,500 for it, brand new. And I don't know. We wanted that Trans Am. I went and got it, and I did whatever they wanted me to do as far as signing for it, this or that. They had me sign something. No, actually, they didn't have me sign anything, I don't think, but they let me have the car, and I left mine there, you know, traded mine in, and we drove that thing around. I bet we put 500 miles on it in a week. We drove it all over, and I was like, man, this thing is using some gas. I think gas was like, I don't know, 50 cents a gallon. But I remember being mad because I was having to put $5 in it every time I turned around, which it used a lot of gas, in other words. But it was awesome, you know. Well, I was driving down the road here, and it's Krispy Kreme is where the dealership is where it is now. If y'all have seen on our drive with us, Krispy Kreme, it was right in that area there, and all of a sudden my steering, you know, I had power steering in it, and all of a sudden it was like I had no power steering. I couldn't hardly turn it and everything. And I thought, what in the heck is going on? Well, I was close by there, so I drove on up into the dealership and went in there. And what it turned out was it was a fan belt. The fan belt to the power steering had come off. Okay? And so I went in there and I said, you know, my fan belt has come off this Trans Am I bought here about a week ago. And the guy said, we're busy. We don't have time to do that right now. I said, well, listen, I can't drive it like that. It's in your parking lot out here. You know, I can't drive it like that. What do you want me to do? And he said, I don't know. We can't get to it. How long would it take for a dealership service department to put a fan belt back on? You know, 10 minutes. It wouldn't even take that probably. And I was like, you got to be kidding me, right? And he's like, no, we're busy right now. I said, what do you want me to do? You know, get somebody to take me home or something? And he's like, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. They were hateful, in other words, basically. They're just, you know, I thought, you know what? This is the worst service I've ever seen. You know, this guy's telling me you know, I just bought this car. And I said, listen, you either come out here and fix this, or I seen my Subaru still sitting over there in the parking lot. I said, either that, or I said, just give me my Subaru back and you can have the car. And he just said something else smart. And I said, fine. I said, here. And I knew at that point, I was thinking, you know, I never even signed anything on this. Never signed it. And he's like, well, you know, we can't just give you your car back. I said, why? I said, I haven't signed anything, you know, as far as buying this car. I haven't even signed anything yet. And he's like, no, yeah, you wouldn't have that if you wouldn't be driving it around if you didn't sign the papers. I said, go in there and check and see. He went there and checked and he goes, no, you haven't signed that. He goes, well, maybe we could work you in later. And I said, listen, if this is the kind of service y'all got, I said, just forget it. I said, give me the keys to my car. The reason it's moving around is because I'm moving this pen right now, the focus, I think. I shouldn't move that pen around. I said, listen, give me the keys to my Subaru. I said, I don't like y'all's service. I don't like the way I've been treated. You know, I was pretty young then, you know, I'm trying to guess 78, 58, 59, 69, 79. I was like 19 is all. And I guess they just thought, you know, we don't have to do nothing for this guy. Whatever. He's bought the car. Well, it turned out, like I said, I hadn't signed. So he came back out and he's like, well, we'll help you out later. I said, no, I done made up my mind. I said, give me my keys. He gave me the keys. I got in the Subaru. When I brought it, it was empty on gas. I made sure of that. And it had a quarter tank in it, which would have drove me all over the place. I jumped in it and left. And they turned around and they had to sell that car as a demo. Because I'd put at least 500 miles on it. And I hope whoever it was had a fun time explaining to his boss how they ended up keeping that car and having to sell it as a demo just because they wouldn't put the fan belt back on. I won't put up for that. I never will. And that brings me to the second one. Trans Am I had was in 1986, was when they started changing the style more to the wear like a kit, you know, like Kit on that show Knight Rider or whatever, kind of like that style, you know. And it had a big engine in it too, and it had T-tops, and it was beautiful. And I drove that thing around for a while, and I wished I hadn't had it done, but I had the windows tinted. And I had a banner on the front that said Trans Am on the front window. And you couldn't see in those. Back then, they didn't have any laws against the tinting. You could not see me inside there unless you were looking through the front of the car. The sides and the back were totally blacked out. I mean, you couldn't see me in there. And, you know, I paid to have that done. But then I started having trouble with the carburetor. It would cut out, you could be flying down the road, and all of a sudden it would be sputtering and stuff. And I was like, what? And it was a straight shift too, so it was fast. And I didn't like that. And I took it down there, and I said, what's wrong with this? And they said it needs a new carburetor. I said, okay, it's under warranty. I've only had it for, I don't know how long I had it. Probably had it for 5 or 6 months, you know. And he said, well, we'll fix it, but we're going to put a rebuilt carburetor in it. I said, no, you're not. I said, that's a brand new car. You're not putting a rebuilt carburetor in there for a defective one that's brand new. I said, you put me a brand new carburetor in there because the one that was in it is brand new. I said, I don't want a rebuilt one. I want a brand new one. They wouldn't do it. This is a different dealership now. After all these years, it was a different dealership. That other one went out of business. Wonder why. But I said, no, that's not acceptable to me. I said, you put a new one in there, or you can have it too. You can have it. I didn't say two. I said, you can have it. And he's like, what? I said, that's right. I want a new carburetor put in there, or I'm going to give you the keys, and I won't make another payment on it. And they wouldn't do it. So I left it there. I had Joy come pick me up, or either she may have been with me because we were going to have it. I thought I was going to have it worked on, and she probably was with me. And I guess we still had that. I don't know what car we had. The Subaru, that would have been too old by then, I think. But yeah, I mean, I left it. And I don't know what, I never got any bill or anything on it. I'm sure they probably put the used carburetor on it and sold it. It actually looked better than it did when I got it after having all that tinting done and stuff. But bad service, if they can't do something for you and have you satisfied with it, I'll go elsewhere, So I ended up buying what did we buy? I can't remember. I remember the car, but I can't remember what it was. I can't remember. It was kind of a big car that we bought, but it was nice. It had all the bells and whistles on it, but it was used. And it had T-tops too. But I can't remember, for to save my life, what that car was. I want to say like a Monte Carlo. I don't know if they had them even then. Something like that. But I can't remember exactly. I had so many different ones. But, if they can't take care of the customer, you're going to have trouble with them every time you have something done, or they're going to do it wrong, or they're going to charge you too much or something like that. I just won't put up with it. So I'm happy with the dealership where we bought our Spark. Now, that's the first new car I bought probably since then in '86. That was an '86 Trans Am I had, that one. But, we've had not really anything go wrong with it or anything. It's been a good car. But the dealership's been really nice and stuff to us. And, I'll stick with them if they do their job, basically, So that's today's story time, everybody. It's just, like I said, I had 2 different Trans Ams. I loved the cars, but had too many problems. That other one ran fine. It's just the stupid fan belt came off the power steering. They just showed me they didn't care about their customers. So I'm sure that's probably why they went out of business and everything. Probably had more than just me, complaining about their service and stuff and the way they treated people. So anyway, that's it for today for Morning Coffee Break, everybody. I hope you enjoyed it. Please press that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and hit that so you get all my videos as soon as they come out. Everybody have a great day. I don't know what I'll be doing next. I'm going to work on Kitty's Corner, but if anything else comes up, I'll probably do that. And the preview show, preview of the review. All right, everybody. See you later on. God bless.